All right, you are live, it says. What's up, wrestling fans? Welcome to the Outliers Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Jones, 2587. And today we got a special, super exciting episode for you because my good friend, Joe Panther III, is with us right here on StreamYard. And we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Joe Panther, how you doing today, bro? What's up? What do you got to say to the wrestling fans?
Hello there, wrestling fans. Me, Joe Panther III of Dudes at Ringside Podcast / Ghost Head Talk / everything else. It's me. I'm good, man. Oh my gosh, brother. How's Kate? How's the family? Hope everybody's doing fantastico on this Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday at my time at 7:57 p.m. here in the East Coast of the Americas.
Nice. 6:57 here in the Midwest of the Americas. Happy to have you on. I'm super excited to talk about the Dudes at Ringside. For all the wrestling show fans out there, Joe Panther was featured on YouTube Mania 5 when he was one of the special commentators during Kate versus Baby's special challenge match at YouTube Mania 5. We've also been special guests on his podcast before. So we're super excited to have Joe Panther III here. We're going to talk about all the stuff that he's doing in this new season of his life. We're going to talk about some WWE stuff. We're going to talk about some controversy with the Dudes at Ringside. And we're also going to talk about Vince McMahon's mustache. Yeah, that's right. Huge.
Do I have the sound effect right now? Me just walking away, shaving my mustache, come back like, I'm good.
Joe even wore his best Vince McMahon mustache today.
I went in the box of people have fake rings. I was like, curly, no. Puffy, yes.
Mustache. There we go. Well, it looks great, bro. We're glad to have you. How's the weather where you're from there in Pennsylvania?
Oh my gosh, today it was like 70 degrees here in Podunk, Pennsylvania, over here in the East Coast. I was surprised. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be thinking I'm gonna need an extra shirt. I should have washed my work sweatshirt, but I didn't, like an idiot. So I just wore a sweatshirt all day. And everybody's like, how you wear a sweatshirt? It's 80 degrees. I'm like, I have a face like that, and look at me.
Nice. Well, maybe tomorrow you'll remember that it's going to be nice outside because spring has sprung.
Yes. Yeah.
So we all know that you're famous for the Dudes at Ringside podcast here at YouTube, but all the wrestling fans out there want to know the Joe Panther lineage. Where did you come from? What got you into wrestling? And who are your biggest wrestling influences?
Well, before I found out about my lovely grandfather, Jose Quinones, my favorite wrestler as a little boy, I can still hear little Joe screaming and crying in Madison Square Garden when he was on the ground. Hulk Hogan, the immortal, the man with the yellowest tights that look like I can still hear Howard Finkel announcing him coming down the aisle. You know me in the Howard Finkel impression, man. Coming down the aisle from Venice Beach, California, weighing 275 pounds, Hulk Hogan. Not quite this song, you're gonna get copyright stricken.
Oh, that was perfect. That was great.
Watching actually my first match that I went to in the Garden was the week of WrestleMania when he faced Sergeant Slaughter in the boot camp match.
Okay.
And Hogan was bleeding, busted open. I was like, oh God, not like the ECW. It was like WWE kind of busted open, like a little bit of trickles. And I'm thinking it's over. He's going to lose. Of course, Hogan. There's always a Hogan way. Yep, the shaky and the punchies and ding, ding, ding. So, and then my dad, I guess, decided to say, I need to tell him. So he tells me that, Randy, aka Joe, your grandfather was a professional wrestler. And I'm like, what, really? And he goes, yes, his name is Jose Quinones. He wore a mask and he was a bad guy. And I'm like, bad guy? And I was like, yeah. So I knew I had to stick and become a stick and know that my grandfather was a wrestler. And I just knew that's why I had to become a professional wrestling fan, because my grandfather did it. So why can't I watch it become a super fan like I am.
So you already were kind of a fan when you seen Hogan, and then finding
Yes.
out that it was part of your family lineage, it even lit the fire more for you.
Yes. Yes.
Nice. So how old are you when you find this out?
I'm 39 years old.
When you find this out, though, how old were you when that happened?
I think I was about like 8 or 9.
Okay, so you've been a wrestling fan for 30 years.
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
Good, bad, and the ugly. WWE, WWF days when they didn't really have like a legit channel. Like you didn't have like Mondays, they didn't have USA. They didn't have any of these like Fox. They didn't have any of that. It was just for me because I was in New York still. So we had MSG Network. So that's Square Garden Network because back then, remember house shows were like the ish, the hot boy of the neighborhood. Because if you got MSG Network, you were able to watch if they were live in the Garden on Mondays. You could watch Hogan versus Slaughter and be like, boom, I got the whole kids in the neighborhood just watch wrestling with me for 24 like an hour. Yeah.
Dope. Nice. So you guys had the network, you watched it at the Madison Square Garden, you knew your family was in it. Flash forward to like 1999, the big pinnacle of WWE, WCW. What side of the faction were you on during the Monday Night Wars?
With me being in high school, a lot of my buddies were like mixed. So some of them watched WCW, some of them watched WWF. So if they're watching Nitro, I was like, yeah. And then I learned about my favorite little guy in WCW, Rey Mysterio, and Eddie, and Psychosis, and La Parka, and oh my God, I'm getting chills. 666, you know what I'm talking about with the crazy makeup, the LWO, and all these Latinos, and I'm like, oh my God, there's and I watched Rey Mysterio's matches, and I was like drilled into his matches. And I was like, oh. And then I saw Shawn Michaels and I was like, cool, he's funny and goofy like I am. But Rey Mysterio is a little guy with a mask on, and watching what he did in the ring, flying around, and I'm like, I love the Shawn Michaels and the super kick and the stunner and the rock bottom. But this little guy's doing so much in the ring and not getting that much spotlight. I'm going to watch him. He was like, my dude. I'm like, gosh, look at that man. Oh my gosh. So I was in the middle. Down the middle.
But fell in love with the Rey Mysterio character, which I believe a lot of wrestling fans at that time did, because he was doing stuff nobody ever seen before. You couldn't even tell how old he was. There was a lot of questions and mystery surrounding Rey Mysterio.
You have to look this clip up. There's when YouTube officially came out, I watched this clip. And I didn't see it live because it was probably at like one of those shows that you didn't show. Rey Mysterio jumped from turnbuckle to turnbuckle to turnbuckle to turnbuckle, and then he jumped to the last turnbuckle in a hurricane run and pinned the guy 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Dude, I freaked out. I was like, this is what Rey Mysterio could do in the ring? Dude.
Light years ahead of his time.
Dude, he jumped from maybe it could have been a small ring, but dude, he jumped from every turnbuckle.
Wow.
Can you do that? No, I can't do that. No.
5'3".
I'm 5'1". I jump and miss it. Boom, nut shot.
Wow, I can't even believe he was doing that, bro.
Maybe it was it was really Rey. I looked up the clip, different sides of it, and it was all Rey. I'm like, yeah.
Wow, I'm gonna look that up. I
don't know what it's under, but maybe Rey Mysterio. I don't know what it was under. The crowd went nuts. They lost it.
I bet coast to coast to coast to coast.
Yeah, and Hurricane for the win. I was like,
nice. So you were probably super excited then when the WCW merged with the WWF and guys like Rey Mysterio got to come and wrestle, and you could see everybody fight on the same show.
Right now I'm going to say this to your fans. The day that they played his first promo with the he's coming, I lost my shit. I just got chills. The screen went black, went whitish, and all you heard is and the mask dropped, and I fucking lost my mind.
I remember that.
Oh my God. I was like, literally told the guy next to me, he is changing WWE's idea of the little guy forever. This guy is amazing. I started tearing up. He's amazing. They're like, You sure? I'm like, you don't know Rey Mysterio. Go on YouTube. Go on YouTube.
Yes, he's a legend, and now he's part of the WWE Hall of Fame.
I cried. I was with my sister in Brooklyn when they announced it. When the official announcement came out, I was sitting in the chair looking at my phone like I always am, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is real." Angela's my sister, my Sassy's wife went, "What's wrong, Randy? What real?" I'm like, "Rey Mysterio is going into the Hall of Fame." Oh my god! What? Oh my god! This is amazing!
And what about Conan inducting him into the Hall of Fame? Like, that was amazing.
Yeah, he doesn't look very good, but I know in his heart he feels like he's still like 29 with him. But
I was just glad to see Conan WWE. You know, that was
I didn't see his full intro. Did he do a Ruba Rasa and stuff like that? Probably canon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Orale!
Yeah.
And Liba Rasa. He might have said one other thing. Bowdy and Rowdy.
I always used to try to dress like him with that. Did you ever? I know not only people did, but I always try to do that shirt thing with the shirt with the button with the shirt.
I probably did it in my bedroom like once or twice, maybe not out in public. But
like,
yeah.
What are you doing? Yeah.
Super cool, man. Some great wrestlers came when we merged the WWE and the WCW. So now let's move forward to find out, when was it that you actually decided you were going to become a content creator and make your own YouTube channel?
Well, this story goes back to like about 2014, maybe 2012. I started my own YouTube channel because I was a people greeter in Walmart. Okay. And everybody loved me and knew me and would love me, and they always talked to me. So I was like, I'm going to make a YouTube channel called Joe the Greeter. Wow, and I had like tons of shows. I did one, it was called Hey fans, it's me, Joe the Greeter. I had Ghost Head Talk, which is that's the Ghostbuster symbol. Hope we don't get a copyright strike for showing the Ghostbuster symbol. But I started a show called Ghost Head Talk that had about 100 and something episodes. All I did was talk about Ghostbusters, random stuff that I heard, and toys and stuff that I liked when I was a kid about real Ghostbusters. And I had a show about just sending people shout outs so that I knew from the neighborhood or work or people that were sad. I would just say, hey, buddy, feel better. Hope you're okay. And then I had a show with my buddies back in the day. I had a show called, here we go. This may go in the internet controversy. I had a show called Wrestle Talk.
Ooh.
Yes, doesn't that sound familiar to you? Wrestle Talk. Wrestle Talk. It was. People told me they think it was before that with my old buddy JB's on the scene, James Axel and Trevor, and we just did after Raws and after SmackDowns and after pay-per-views, and we would just talk about it and like give our reviews of what we thought and who we thought was the winners and losers, and it was all these shows, and I just didn't feel the vibe from the show, and the guys started kept trying to change the idea of the show, and I was just like, I gotta end it. So some reason I should never did this, but I deleted the channel, and I just went away for a while, and I got quiet and stagnant, did nothing, and then I got ideas watching other people's channels like Ghostbusters News and Ghost Head Talk. I mean, Ghosts. Yes, have some podcast, which is an all Ghostbusters podcast, stuff like that, and I started getting ideas. I was like, "Ooh, yeah." And then I started my own channel. It was originally just called Ghost Head Talk, and I was doing all my Ghost Head Talk, brought it back down from episode 1, and I started all over again. Hey, what's going on, Rush? Welcome to the chat. Hey, man. And I started from the beginning, and I just started talking about Ghostbusters and stuff. And when I started it up again, they started talking about 2016. Hola, Kate. Bye, baby. And they started talking about the new movie coming out, and the 2016 movie. I started just talking about my ideas and what they thought and what's going on. And yeah, that's the history of me on the tubes.
So then you made the Ghost show,
Yeah,
right? So you're talking
Ghostbusters.
about the Ghostbusters show. You were talking about that, and then the dudes at Ringside came somehow through that.
Yeah. Well, the person I did the show with,
The other
he kept
dude.
asking me. He kept asking me, and I was like, I don't really want to. That's too much. I can't. At the time, my computer, which I'm working with a laptop right now, was acting really funky, and it died on me. So I had nothing. I had a cell phone, and I didn't have a laptop yet. It was right beginning of the pandemic, and I
Okay.
didn't have anything yet.
You guys started
So,
the dudes at Ringside in 2020.
2021. 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't have a laptop yet.
Okay.
Yeah. I was sitting
2020.
I was sitting in my basement with no computer yet. I was like,
Oh,
don't have anything yet. Yeah. Yeah, man. So like, hey. Yeah.
sweet, bro.
And like I didn't have anything yet, and he kept asking me. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it's the right time. I don't have a computer yet. I don't want to be doing it on a cell phone looking all unprofessional. And then eventually I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's start the show. And in the beginning, we just talked about. Well, you go on. You could ask. I don't want to take over your whole thing.
No, I'm listening. You know, I'm a fan right now. I enjoy the story. So you had the Ghost channel, and then all of a sudden you had somebody else who was trying to get you to start your own Dudes at Ringside channel with him. Did you keep the Ghost channel going? Or
Oh
did you
yes.
just
This is the channel I merged through to get to StreamYard is now called the Joe Panther Variety Show. I changed the name.
That's the full circle. Cool. So that's the show that you're currently doing now. Is the Joe
Yes.
or one of them?
No,
One of
no,
your
that's the channel. That's the channel. The channel is called the Variety Show.
Got it. So you got all
Yes.
your shows under this umbrella of the Joe Panther Variety Show.
Yeah, it's kind of like NBC. It's like
Okay, makes sense.
yes.
I got
The
okay. So
J with the JB F JBVS. The JBVS.
nice, bro. So you got people showing them your channel. Do you want to give a shout out? What's the name of your channel right now? It's like youtube.com
It's
/
youtube.com/Joe Panther Variety Show, or you could just look up Joe Panther Variety Show, or just look up one of my shows that I do, and you'll get it. Either Ghost Head Talk Podcast Live, or just Twins at Ringside, which is the newest show on the channel with my twin sister. She was busy. She's a nurse, so she didn't get it. I didn't get a chance to tell her about today. She's really busy. She's a busy woman. That's a busy woman right there.
Gotcha.
Sassy.
We'll get into the new Twins at Ringside for sure. I want to hear about that and move on to that. But let's go back to the Dudes at Ringside. So now 2021, you guys are starting up this YouTube channel, the Dudes at Ringside. You guys got Facebook, you guys got Instagram. You had me and Kate on as one of your guests. You know, I thought it was one of the most professional shows that we'd ever done. Why don't you give me a little bit of the storyline of how that started to where it is today?
Well, we started out just reacting and doing like Raws and SmackDowns,
Okay.
and like we just like or NXT or whatever. We'd break them down and see what we liked and we didn't like, and like a review thing right after the show. Remember my background had the old logo right there. We took it down, but it was just pretty much it was a breakdown of Raws and SmackDowns, and eventually I started getting a little Panther sleepy, cat tired, always need my cat naps. I was like, I think maybe we should add a little more pizzazz to the show. And they were like, yeah, and I was like, I think maybe we should add guests. And they were like, all right. So started adding wrestlers and stuff like that to the show. Add wrestlers to the show. We started interviewing wrestlers, and we started getting messages from people from England, Scotland, Portugal, all over the world. People started popping in and messaging us, and started like continually getting back to us and started talking to us. Some people like never really got back to us ever. They're probably still in their request box now. Like from like 2 years ago. But yeah, and now I'm doing this journey on my own because they don't want to do it with me anymore. So
So you guys made a bunch of content together, right?
yeah,
You guys were out there for about 2.5 years doing
yeah,
content, your name out there, talking to all these different people, and now it
yeah. Like
seems like the dudes at Ringside, you're changing, you're moving forward, and you're changing the concept of your show,
yes,
right?
yes,
Are you still
yes.
going to be interviewing wrestlers?
Yes, I'm
So why don't
still
you
gonna
go ahead?
interview wrestlers. I'm still gonna be getting people from all over the world. There's some episodes that haven't dropped yet that'll be airing next week because next week is UK Wrestling Week on Dudes at Ringside Podcast.
Nice. So you still kept some ties then with all these other people that you have hosted interviews with throughout the past
Yes,
years.
some new, no one from the past because a lot of them have like some reason disappeared. Some of them haven't. Some of them are still in contact with me on my own account.
We got a funny question here. So Leo Rush wants to know, have you interviewed Roman Reigns? That's a great question, bro.
No, I've never interviewed the tribal chief. I would love to interview the tribal chief, but I'm afraid his little walrus buddy next to me interrupt the interview and be like, Panther, I want to let you know that I am Paul Heyman.
Oh my God, that would be a good interview to have. Somebody that you could possibly, aspire to have on your show in the future. Roman
I met his
Reigns.
cousins. I met one of the head shrinkers at a show in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Oh my gosh. That was the craziest moment of my entire life. I'm talking to his son. He's standing next to me, the Samoan. He puts his hand on my shoulder like this. And I'm interviewing the son, and I go, and you have any questions? And then he just looks at me down at me like Walker style. And I'm just like, okay, no more questions. You have questions? He was like, I'm about to die. And you know me, Mr. Old School, I was losing my mind. Didn't want to mark out.
Wow. Well,
I was
sometimes
like,
you got.
dude, he was one of the head shrinkers. Like,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
So
Is that Joe?
is that Joe? Is that your last name?
No.
Close. It's actually Joe
Oh,
Panther. I'm not sure who Joe Pantolino is. That's a new one for me. Maybe
Pantolino.
like a famous
Yeah.
actor. See the guy in Memento?
More like John Leguizamo. If I ever did a movie about this, I would have John Leguizamo play me.
Oh my God, that's great. Have you heard that he's been complaining about the Mario movie, saying they didn't use enough Hispanic people as the Super Mario Brothers? Like, aren't they Italian?
Yeah.
Mario, like an Italian name?
Yeah, well, you know what's funny? Remember, he was in one of the movies, and fun fact, his ex-girlfriend hated the movie.
Really? I heard a lot of people.
John Leguizamo's ex-girlfriend literally would make fun of him. She's like, "Remember, baby, you were in Mario Brothers, and that movie sucked."
I love that movie, man. I want to watch it right now. I haven't seen it in a long time.
We'd be sitting next to each other in the ring watching the movie.
There we go. There are dudes at ringside or dudes in the ring watch movies.
Reaction time.
That's
You know what's funny? Do you ever get chills hearing the song "Jump" because of that movie?
Jump?
That song was in the movie "Jump, Jump." I'm not gonna get copyright. At the end of the show,
yeah. Usually, whenever I hear Van Halen music, I turn it off.
Well, not that song. It was like a dance song called "Jump."
Oh, what movie are we talking about again?
Mario Brothers.
Okay, yeah.
There's a dance song called "Jump" that was actually in that movie.
The original one or the new one?
No, the original.
Wow, you're asking me about the soundtrack from the original.
Yeah. I remember little things about that movie that I kind of like. If I was a director, I would have changed. The shoes that they wore, a little mid.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Those are pretty cool. Like they made them jump or whatever. So
yeah.
Kind of made sense because in Mario Brothers you could actually jump high if you got the mushrooms or whatever. Like
I kind of like the Koopa. I like the idea of Koopa, the way he looked.
Yeah, it was cool. James Caan, right? It's pretty funny. Yeah, definitely not. So yeah, we got some people in the chat here that might think there's something wrong, but there's definitely not. We're all good. I am all good. I'm actually on Keystone tonight. Actually,
Who is
that's
Abby Baby? Oh,
yeah. People always trying to guess what I have for my choice beverage. Today it's Keystone, so I won't show the question, but thanks, bro. So anyway, let's move on to the next question that I got for you. Everybody on the internet has been talking about one thing, and I want to get your opinion. What do you think about Vince McMahon's mustache, Joe? Let us hear it. Do you think he's done looking for the Pink Panther, or do you think he's going to keep it for the whole entire Roman Reigns championship reign? What do you think?
I personally think that I hate to say this because I like Cody and I like the way he's looking, but I think they're going to try to keep him champion till SummerSlam. And that mustache makes me want to go in the bathroom and shave my mustache right off. Whoomp, 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 gone. Not even short, you make it like tiny. I'm scared for my mustache life.
Do you think he's going to keep the mustache, though, for the entire title reign?
I think so. I think that's why he grew it. Because it's the reign of Roman Reigns. No shave November. And no shave Roman Reigns be champion.
So by the time Roman loses, his mustache is going to be hanging down over his
Dude,
chin.
it's going to be like beaded like Captain Lou Albano's in the 80s on like the tiny corners of his cheek. Like
nice. So what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think about the McMahon situation though, with selling the WWE and all that type of stuff, and like he had to sign a new NDA to where he wouldn't sexually harass the talent anymore?
Wow.
Like I heard
I don't know. I'm kind of like worried because as being what happened to I kind of worried because like I'm on the fence. I think maybe UFC could help them out a little bit more with the characters and stuff like that, because more of the MMA girls are probably going to get their opportunity to actually be like an MMA fighter, like Ronda and her partner and what's her name with the long black hair that was the GM. They may get to be able to do kick and punch like they did and not be scared they were going to make a girl pee her pants, because you know what I mean, like because those girls are like hit holes.
Actually let the girls that are in WWE fight in the octagon on the UFC?
Wouldn't you want to see Ronda go back for like a few more fights in UFC? And
hell yeah, I want to see Matt Riddle do it. I want to see Bobby Lashley do it. I want to see Brock do it. I'd like to see a lot of guys go in there and give it a try at least. I mean, fuck.
I would love to see Riddle go back. Riddle's people think Riddle's is some happy stoner. He'll kick someone's teeth down this throat.
Everybody's ass on the roster easily, even Roman. It's a joke. They don't let him.
I would laugh if he just like kicked someone in the jaw and just went, dude.
Yeah,
and then flips off the king.
Yeah, that's it. I think the UFC and the WWE deal is good for everybody, because I mean we all like to watch fighting on TV. So,
but the one thing that makes me nervous is one rumor I heard on TikTok that they may get rid of the Peacock like prescription.
Oh, prescription to Peacock. I hope not.
Me too. Like, dude, man, I just got it for WrestleMania, and I'm like,
enjoy.
The guy on that voice on TikTok. Oh no, I'm panicking. What do you do? I don't know. I'm just panicking. That's me. I'm like, no.
I remember when they used to have the WWE Network and they canceled that. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I can't watch WCW anymore. And then Peacock popped up. If they do get rid of Peacock, I'm sure there's going to be some other new app that pops up.
It's probably going to be connected to the UFC one. Probably watch.
Which I don't have. Is that they have their own? Is theirs on Fight?
I think maybe they're gonna make everybody get Fight, but then the good thing about that, Matt, is you'll be able to watch independent wrestling from all over the world then.
Okay.
Because there's people by me that you should watch if you have Fight. PPW in Pennsylvania is straight fucking fire.
Okay.
They have some good wrestlers. If you guys haven't checked it out, PPW in Pennsylvania, they changed different town they're in, but every show they put on, like 6 stars across the board. Every show. It was one match the guy was doing, Matt, that both wrestlers were like winded and the referee started bleeding. The announcer was like, "Oh, the referee's bleeding." The referee's nose started bleeding for some reason.
Oh shit.
They were like, the announcers were like, "And the referee's bleeding. What just happened?" Like, the announcers go crazy. They're like, "And he's off the cover, and the referee is bleeding." Like,
Oh, that's
I watched
awesome.
this during COVID. I was like, "What? The referee's bleeding? What just happened?"
So that's like in the town where you live, or they
It's a
come
few
there?
towns away from me, and I can't think of the name of the town now, but they
Okay,
changed. They were in Hawley, Pennsylvania, and they moved to another town. But
gotcha.
I learned about them through the podcast. The owner, Paul Bowe, shout out to Paul. Um, the they have some good women's wrestlers. Their talent is like endless. Danny Moe, Danny Moe's husband. Oh my gosh, just so many wrestlers that are in that promotion. Oh gosh, Rembrandt. Oh my gosh, Rembrandt's manager. Gosh, Cosmic. She's gonna give me a hard time. Cosmic. If I don't say her name, she'll get really mad if she saw that I was Joe's talking about Rembrandt, not me. But she's that kind of girl. No, you didn't talk about me.
Well,
But
bro, me and Kate been talking about going up to see you guys or just go to that like side of the country because we've never been there before. So this summer, I'm really leaning forward taking a road trip out there. I'd love to go see some type of wrestling show. So
there
if they
is really good
going up,
places.
yeah, we'll plan something. That sounds like a lot of fun. Maybe we'll do another podcast like live, from a wrestling show somewhere.
Yeah, let me know. We'll find out. There's one in September that's going to be in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and former NWA wrestler John Rambo who runs that promotion.
John Rambo?
Yeah, John Rambo. He was an NWA wrestler back in the day.
Okay, never heard of him. I think isn't that like Sylvester Stallone's name and
He
Rambo?
got the inspiration from Sylvester Stallone from the character from Rambo.
Okay.
Yeah. I met him because I went to one of the shows. They were doing like a show for him. And it was like because he's really ill. So they did a show for him. And I was like, I have to go because my heart bleeds for someone that's hurt and sick and sad. Ghostbuster and me. I have to go see what's up and see if they're okay. And he seemed okay. We went to the show. I was just walking around with my phone and doing a little lives, walking around. I met so many cool wrestlers, like indie wrestlers that like, again, support your local indie promotion. Like go out. It may be weirdos that do go to these shows. Sometimes the wrestlers are not too cool, but I met some cool wrestlers. Like shout out to, oh gosh. Ugh. Shout out to this wrestler right here. She's a sweetheart. Definitely follow her on social media. Autumn Breeze. Autumn Breeze. She's a sweetheart. That's a doll right there. I would just talk to her on Facebook, and then I met her, and she was so cool. Hey, Papa Panther, want to come by and say hi? It's my breaking news. Papa Panther has arrived.
Oh,
what's happening? How you doing?
Good, buddy. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I seen you were taking your son to some wrestling shows.
Yeah. We're getting ready to do a few more too.
Yes.
Trying to get in there and keep them busy. which is a good thing.
Yes. Yeah, I bet. This is exciting.
He's Panther the second.
Yeah. My dad's back here.
Yep.
Is Papa Panther, the Panther.
Yeah.
Okay. The original Panther.
Yeah, he's the original Panther.
He could tell you stories about
he wrestled from 1955 to 1965 with guys like Classy Freddie Blassie, Killer Kowalski, Bruno Sammartino. That was his era.
In the Pennsylvania area?
Oh, New York.
He did. He went as far north as Boston and as far south as DC, East Coast. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, he wrestled under McMahon's dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, man. That's exciting.
Yeah.
3 of you guys.
You know the show The Rock when they show the kid.
The Rock?
Yeah. The Rock, they show his family together with the wrestlers. We did all of that stuff when we were kids.
Oh my gosh! So just
They'd
like
be
the show.
Yeah, they'd be sitting in the living room, drinking beer, listening to music, shooting the shits.
Nice. So who's the
Yeah.
coolest guy you've ever met?
You know what? I was so small, I really don't remember. We have pictures, but I don't
Okay.
remember personalities.
Oh,
Because you figure I was 5, 6 years old.
Okay, yeah.
We were busy running around while they were talking and drinking and hanging out. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you were able to pass down your love for wrestling to your son.
Yeah.
We all appreciate it.
As soon as he found out, he fell in love with it.
See?
That was his
Yeah,
thing.
he's seen Hulk Hogan at the Garden. He told him the story about his grandpa, and then he was hooked.
Yeah, he was hooked automatically.
Nice.
Well, I don't want to disturb you guys any longer. It was nice meeting you.
You too, buddy.
Stay in shape and give a good show.
Thanks, bro.
He's in
Take
a
care.
ring, Dad.
That's cool.
He's in a ring.
That's cool.
He's got a real
It's
ring.
actually a green screen right now. The ring's in my barn. I'm in the basement, but you get the idea.
He's got
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go where he lives and just jump in the ring and run the ropes.
I consider wrestling a ballet of gladiators.
Yeah.
That's the way I just best describe it.
That's good. That's a good way to put it, for sure.
Yeah, because you gotta have talent to do what you guys do.
Mhm.
That's not something anybody can go in the ring and jump around, and that takes talent.
It does. It does.
So
Appreciate having me on the show, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
Nice talking to you.
Papa Panther in the house.
Take care.
Give it up for Papa Panther, everybody. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, bro. Our second guest on the show.
Yep.
Nice.
You never knew who was coming through in the Panther house.
Yeah, it's exciting. So does he go on your you and your sister's show too?
Not yet. Papa Panther hasn't popped through, but he actually joined me for an interview with a wrestler that's a deathmatch wrestler. It's on the channel.
I thought I seen him on something before. Okay.
Yeah, he came out. He did an interview with me. Actually, I had to get him a little bit of a reporter's interview after the show. I said he asked her a question, and I was like, "Dad, don't do that ever again." He said something, and she was like, "Let's change the subject." And I was like, I had to remind him some things you don't ask, but it wasn't nothing bad. It wasn't a bad question.
For real, we got somebody requesting to have you and your dad come on the show and have a tag team match. So if you guys ever take a trip to Illinois, we'll do a tag match.
I would definitely have to go to Chicago for 2 reasons: hang out with Kate and Matt, and go to Wrigley and have a delicious Chicago-style hot dog, because I heard they're phenomenal.
They are really, really good. I don't
And have a slice of pizza. Have a Chicago slice of pizza, even though I have to be like this. What's this?
Have you ever been to Chicago before?
Never.
Okay. Wow. Well, you're really going to enjoy it when you do come down here. There's a lot of cool sights to see, especially during the summer. There's always something going on in Chicago.
I'm a baseball fan, so the first thing I was like, let's go to Wrigley. I'm going to go to Wrigley Field.
Yeah, bro. Wrigley Field is lovely. It's amazing.
I go to Yankee Stadium a lot. So the closest to Chicago I got was when the Yankees played the Cubs when I was a season ticket holder.
Okay, cool.
And I got a chance to meet some Cubbies fans. Some of them really nice. Some of them very conceited, very bad. That's very
Chicago.
angry.
Yeah, that's
very
Chicago.
angry. Very angry.
It's always blowing all your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wind, bro. So where can
windy?
Where can everybody find you at on your Instagram pages? Do you got Twitter?
You can find me under Ghostbuster Joe. You could find me under Dudes at Ringside Podcast. You could find me under Twins at Ringside. And I'm just gonna tell you the Insta, because Facebook, I kind of don't like giving out my Facebook name because
Gotcha.
Randos.
So the Dudes at Ringside Instagram. I wanted to ask you a quick question about this, because I had seen there was conflicting stories on Facebook and Instagram as to whether or not you were going to keep those pages open or if you were going to change the name, to something else. What can the fans look forward to in the future as far as the Dudes at Ringside? Are you going to keep that name?
Yes, the name is still going to stay the same till this little Panther heart goes silent. I am and always will be a Dude at Ringside Podcast. The podcast will continue. Whatever what the other people want to say. The name is mine. I don't care. That's all I'm going to say. It's
Okay.
going to continue. Nothing going to stop this Panther from going and finding his fun interviews with people, laughing, joking, smiling, crying. Tell your stories. Come hang out with me. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. This dude train is not stopping.
So basically, anybody that does a show with the Panther could be considered part of the Dudes at Ringside, because we're all here to talk about wrestling and have fun, essentially.
Yes, I don't care. I want to do this. I want to hang out. I want to talk about wrestling. My Mew would be so proud of me continuing with this journey that I'm taking, and I just want to just move on and do this thing that I love. Talk to wrestlers from all over the world. Yes, Dudes at Ringside.
Yes.
You could find it on the Joe Panther Variety Show.
I will put a link in the description for the Joe Panther.
Want me to send you the YouTube channel in the private chat?
Send it to me right now. I'm not really sure how to use the private chat. Maybe you guys don't know. This is the first time I've ever hosted a live stream like this, but I see.
And everybody thinks Joe hates certain promotions. Joe loves everybody, except if you're mad at me for not liking AEW, you were mid.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to like AEW. We like to talk about.
I just sent you the link in the private chat.
I see I have 2 private chat.
How many subscribers does Joe Panther Variety Show have? Let's go read it out loud, peepers.
Nice. And the next time we do this, I bet it'll be double.
What's that?
I said the next time we do this, I bet it'll be double, if not more.
It is 104 subscribers with 98 videos.
Nice. So how long have you had that channel going?
I've had this channel for how do you know when the channel was put together? I never know where to go.
It's a great question. I would just scroll down to your very first video and see if it's got a date.
You know, my most popular video is my video I did with Ghost Head Talks.
Really?
Very first episode. Hopefully the sound doesn't get clunged on it.
If it does.
There's no music or anything. It's just a.
I like your use of the word ghost face.
What's that?
Ghost. You're using the word ghost head, right? That's what you're calling it?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Ghost Heads Talk.
Ghost Heads Talk. Okay.
Yes,
yeah, we got a character on the wrestling show called Ghost Face. Maybe.
I know what Ghost Face is. Ghost Face is the guy from Scream. But I use the word Ghost Head Talk because it is Ghost Heads Talk is like just, it's what us Ghostbuster fans do. We talk. Talk and talk and talk. And either talk to or talk at people about Ghostbusters. Hey, Six Max, welcome to the chat. Joe knows. Yes, Joe does know.
Yes, he does. One more question here. If you guys got any questions, feel free to let them on now. I don't have any more questions for Joe Panther, so I'm going to open it up to the wrestling fans. If anybody wants to ask him anything about the Dudes at Ringside or ask any questions about the wrestling show, we'll keep this open for a minute. I will answer this first question here by the Iron Sheik, who actually had one of his questions answered live by our Galactic Champion, Johnny Scream, this past week on the wrestling show. But today he asks us, which wrestlers, in your opinion, are untalented out there?
Untalented? Oh my gosh. There's like a few people that need to be taught a little more. Like our Intercontinental title champion right now on Monday Night Raw.
Gunther?
What's that? Oh, no, I know Gunther would chop me to hell. No, the United States champion. I love Gunther.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about? The United States champion, Mr. Conceited.
So wait, who we talking? Is it Austin
United
Theory?
States. Yeah. Oh my God, Theory needs to be taught.
Okay.
I don't want to get chopped out of this existence. Like.
So yeah, Gunther good.
Echo. Joe screaming into echo. That's one thing I gotta learn how to take a chop. I guess I'm gonna have you or Kate teach me how to take a chop.
Well, ain't no teaching, ain't no learning. It's just you got balls or not, and then I slap you.
I had people used to chop me in school. Actually, short story, when I was in high school, the kids all did the wrestling stuff. And my high school gym, a high school auditorium, it was like the stage was not that high, but it was like, off the ground. The guy picked me up. High school me was like little Lythan Ray. He would just flip me upside down, and he told me, okay, Randy, I'm gonna tombstone you off the stage. And I'm like, off the stage, like you're gonna drop me? He's like, no, I'm gonna do it safely so your head doesn't hit the ground. So he flipped me over, and he tombstoned me, and I didn't feel my head hit the ground. He's like, just fall out of my arms and lay down and lay on the floor and just lay your arms across your chest. He tombstoned me, and all I felt was the wind. And I just fell slowly like this and crossed my arm. Every woman, girl, high school girl, saw my sister was watching me fall. And I like closed my eyes and crossed my arms. And I've never heard women yell so hard and smack this kid so hard in the arms.
Wow.
My brother, you killed him. You killed him. And I just popped up like, I did that face. I'm head up like, I'm okay. And they're like, nice. And I'm like, now I'd be like wrestling. So Theory, I don't think they're using MJF right in the AEW.
Okay.
I like how he's conceited, he's a conceited idiot because his character's a jerk and he's a heel. But I don't think they're using him right. Was that sorry?
So they're both playing the same character. Austin Theory. Yeah, if they're both doing the same exact thing.
I think WWE is trying to use the milk too much, too heavy on with Theory, trying to say that that's their MJF. And it's not. It's not. MJF's MJF. And Theory is just a watered down version of the version of MJF. It's like,
yeah. I feel yeah.
But I love using the word mid.
Yeah, it's funny. But I don't think any wrestlers are untalented. I feel like everybody brings something to their own respective wrestling show, or else they wouldn't do it. It just takes talent to go stand in the middle of the ring or hold a microphone or do what we're doing now. So I say they're all talented to a certain degree. Everybody can use a little bit of polishing, I guess. But I'm not going to just go out and say so-and-so is untalented unless we're talking about Braun Strowman.
He's like the joke when you say
he's only there
to polish a turd so much before it turns into a floppy mess.
Yeah, when you got him being the partner to Ricochet, and Ricochet's the one doing all the cool shit, it's like, man, they don't know.
My dad, I don't know if anybody can say this. I actually got a chance to watch night 1 and night 2 with my dad. Okay. Watch WrestleMania. Nice. He fell asleep right before the main event with the Tribal Chief, but he liked everything he saw. He loved Ricochet. He loved Ricochet. He was like, dude, this guy's amazing. Because I got him hooked. Matt, where did the chairman's from?
Yeah, I'll answer that in a second. But yeah, I've seen Ricochet play or wrestle actually live a couple times, and I really am impressed with the guy. He's not very big, but
he's
great.
Our version. I think literally Ricochet would be our era's version of like, I would say maybe he's like WCW's version of Johnny B. Bad without all the flamboyant stuff. Because you remember how crazy Johnny B. Bad was before he toned it down a lot more when he got hurt.
Okay, and then they brought him in to be the Wild Man.
That made me so mad because I loved Johnny B. Bad. And you know what's funny? Not 2K22, 2K21, somebody made Johnny B. Bad, and they gave him the Wild Man outfit as his alternate. Oh, no, I just found Johnny B. Bad.
Okay.
I had to get him in the game. I'm like, oh my God, it's Johnny B. Bad. Johnny B. Bad.
Nice. Yeah, super cool character. Mark Merrow. I haven't heard about that guy in a long time.
He's a big religious buff now, I think.
Really? Well, I
I
guess
think
if you're
I'm not. Don't hold me to it. I'm gonna get in trouble now.
okay, well, I was gonna say, I guess if your wife leaves you for Brock Lesnar, you better start praying.
Yeah, okay, I got to call from. Oh God, he's calling me now.
Okay,
Great.
well, let's move on to the next subject. So the Iron Sheik wants to know where the idea came for the chairman. So on the wrestling show, we do have a chairman now who comes through, makes matches, sets rules, stuff like that. The idea came actually from YouTube always giving us rules and guidelines and restrictions and stuff like that. So it's just kind of created on its own. I wouldn't say that one certain person came up with it. We all kind of thought this is happening. So how can we do this to explain to the fans why we have to make certain decisions on the show? So as you'll realize, the more you make YouTube content, they'll start sending you emails saying you can't do this or you can't do that or they want more of this. So you just kind of got to roll with the punches here on YouTube. Yes. So I'm going to ask you another question real quick. What advice would you give to any future aspiring YouTube people out there that want to do podcasts on their own? You know, what was your biggest hurdle and what would you give for?
Well, my first hurdle would be for the person that's getting into this wrestling thing that or podcasting. It's really not easy these days. Back in the day, you could just walk around telling people about your channel and they'll subscribe. Then you have to think about content. What will catch somebody's eye? When I started the podcast with my co-host, I was just wearing my grandfather's T-shirt every episode, and I didn't have any glasses on. I was just wearing me with my fedora, and then I found a hat. I would wear a hat backwards, and I'm like, what can I wear on my eyes that would catch someone's eye? This is gonna make people go, wow, there he is. I found these red glasses. Find something. Find something that will make your audience want to keep coming back and keep watching you. And then I looked at my drawer. What can I wear? Found a polo. I have a whole bunch in there. Different styles, different colors, get something that somebody sees you in person and you're wearing it. They're like, oh shit, that's that guy. So when I started doing the Ghost Head Talk show, I started my old channel. I was already at the door. So it was like pretty much, I was like actively saying, hi, how you doing? Nice, check my YouTube channel. Like nowadays it's hard because you have to keep telling people. And it's hard because once you keep doing it, people will keep coming back. And you have to have a buzz.
Okay.
You have to have something that people won't go away.
And a gimmick. A buzz and a gimmick.
Yeah, a gimmick and a buzz. Me, I'm Joe Panther III because my grandfather, as you know, my dad just said, was a professional wrestler in the 50s and 60s. And I want to keep his legacy going. I never met him. But I know in my heart of hearts, he would have been so proud to know that I'm keeping every wrestler that stood in the StreamYard room with me and my partner. They didn't know every detail, but they knew about him. They all even sometimes prayed and said he sounds like he'd be a great man. And you have to get something that keeps people in and they won't leave. So yeah, the person in the chat, if you want to start a podcast about something you love, something that you will never stop doing, like I love Ghostbusters, I love wrestling, I love movies, I love music, I love everything genre, except for Hollywood because Hollywood scares me sometimes. But yeah, I love everything. I'm a movie guy. I'm a music guy. I'm a dad that's a DJ. You know, like I love talking about random stuff. You know, like I'm one of those guys. Like, oh, hey, did you see that today? I'll change the subject if I don't like it. But yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Do something that makes you happy. That's all I'm going to tell you. Do something that makes you happy and makes it that at the end of the day, nobody has to be in the chat watching. But if the people ask how many people watch, it doesn't matter how many people watched. Then how many people after the fact watched the video. It makes me know that I care. They care. And I am loved all over the world.
Mm.
And continuing something that's been around for 2 years is kind of hard. But now I know I could do this on my own, and I have time to talk to people whenever I want. I love wrestling. I'll never stop loving wrestling, and I will always be your dude at ringside.
The original,
The OG.
OG dude at ringside.
Yes.
Joe Panther III, bro. The very first guest on the Outliers podcast. I'm so excited you were able to come on here tonight, bro. I'm looking forward to watching your show. I know you said you had somebody coming on named Tony Page. That's going to be
Oh,
your
yes.
next.
Tony Page. I got to talk about that. That episode airs tomorrow. I think it's probably 8 o'clock or in like 2 o'clock area time because I don't want to air it too early or too late. He's a professional wrestler from Brooklyn, New York. He's a Brooklyn boy because Brooklyn boys are the bring hard, go hard. He just won the I think it's the outlaw. It's Tony time. Yeah, it's Tony time. Tony Page. That boy is tough. You gotta definitely look him up. Page, not with the Page like this girl Page with the I, like the male version of Page.
PAT.
Yeah. He's my God. As I said, if you ever got a chance to fight Tony Page, it'd be a rough match. He just won when I was at the show. He won the belt. He won the.
Okay.
He was like their version of the hardcore title. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, bro. So you want to leave leave a comment here with the link to that episode?
The Tony Page one? Yeah.
Leave it down in the comments below so anybody can watch it. They can go down there and click it and see this Tony guy that you're talking about. Maybe one day,
he's a good guy. He's really he needs your I'm not saying he needs your support, but definitely show him your love. He's a good guy, very sweet Italian New York boy. Just I'm trying to get the video. Where is he? There it is. It's funny when you make a video so long ago and it you load it and then you're like, oh, where is it now? Oh, there it is, all the way at the bottom because you loaded it whenever you made it. Yeah, that is for the Twins at Ringside podcast. Want me to go into start talking about Twins at Ringside now?
Go right ahead. Let me know what's going on with your Twins at Ringside. Because is that what he's going to be featured on? Is that where?
Yes. Episode 1 of Twins at Ringside, we interviewed a gentleman named Sammy from Long Island, New York, that has autism, and he works for a company that makes dolls. You know those dolls you buy that have the WWE or the hockey ones, the buddies or whatever they're called. They're about this big.
Yeah.
With the real hair and the beards and stuff like that.
Oh.
Well, yeah, they're this big. Almost if they look like this. Autumn Breeze, once again, that's Autumn Breeze one. Yeah, Autumn Breeze.
Okay, nice.
Like this, but it has the real hair. You have ones of Kane, you have Edge, you have Lita, Trish, everybody. He helps them put them together. So okay, who do you want to do this? Oh, we'll do this one to this one. You know what I mean? Like that. That episode is also on the YouTube channel. That was the very first video with Twins at Ringside. Twins at Ringside podcast is me and my twin sister, Sassy Chica. Unfortunately, Sassy Chica could not make it tonight. She's a busy woman. Definitely, we will definitely try to see if maybe I gotta pause it. Oh, there we go. Sorry, that was half the episode. Don't spoil it, Joe. Yes, it's a definitely must see. It's a heartfelt episode because the gentleman has autism, and a lot of people with autism, as you know, they have a hard time speaking to people. And me and Angela really just sat with him and talked about his life and his favorite wrestlers, and you'll find out about Sammy. It was a really good episode. And being a family man, I know you'll definitely love it. You and Kate need to watch it with the kids because we don't curse. So you could watch it and enjoy the Twins at Ringside with Sassy.
Family-friendly Twins at Ringside.
Yes, family-friendly episode, that one. Not episode 2 with Tony.
Okay, so this is going to be a little bit more on the R-rated side, huh?
Well, not really. It's PG-13. He was funny. Okay. He was funny doing it.
Okay. All right, that's dropping tomorrow, you said?
Yes.
Sweet. Well, I'm excited, bro. Thank you so much for having us on, or for having you on, and I can't wait to come back on your show. I know it was super exciting when Kate and I got to do your show before.
I'll definitely invite you guys back on. I just have to find a time slot because
a
lot of wheels are turning now on my own.
Oh, I believe it. It's going to be a lot of stuff that you got to do, but you're just the man for the job. You are the dude at Ringside.
Yeah, man.
So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to seeing all the cool content that you're going to be coming out with. Thank you so much for being a guest on the show, being the first guest on the show. I'm super pumped about that. I do have a little spoiler. Our next episode of the Outliers podcast is going to feature a great Galactic Champion worthy wrestler, Aiden the Prodigy Jones. My son Aiden is going to be a guest here on the podcast, so I'm super excited about that. He's never done a podcast before, but he's really excited to do it. So I'm looking forward to that.
On. Tell her to give me an info on Instagram. I'll give her a buzz.
Yeah, you definitely can. There's a comment there. Baby was a wrestler on the show. We get a lot of questions about her. She was on the wrestling show. Her and Kate had a couple matches. Obviously, you called one of her matches. They had a loser leaves town match. I don't know if you've seen that or not. But
I think I saw that, yeah.
This feud lasted a while, and they ended up having a loser leaves town match, and Kate beat her. So she's gone back to Chicago, the town that she lives in. So I'm sure she's still challenging other wrestlers out there in Chicago. I'm not, 100% positive, but if you want to reach out to her, she likes to do comedy and podcasts and stuff like that too. So could be a guest. She can talk about her time on the wrestling show. That could be cool to see.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Have Kate jump in. How dare you, Joe?
Get the feud back going again, bro. The fans might love it.
I gotta be like Jerry Springer. I say you said this, huh?
Yeah. Hook them. Yeah, she's definitely on YouTube too. So hook them while you can. She wants to know, is Kate going to be on the show? As everybody knows, Kate and I have been having like kind of a rough patch right now. She kicked me out of the clubhouse, and I'm not sure how our relationship's going to go the rest of this season. So I will ask her if she wants to do the podcast with me. We'll see how it goes. But as of right now, it's probably going to be a no. But we'll wait till a couple more episodes in. But thanks for the question. So, all right, bro. It's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it again. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to your episode with Tony. Hope you have a great night. And if you want to give one final shout out to anybody, now's your final time.
As always, I want to give a shout out to my lovely grandpa, Jose Quinones. Thank you for making me such a diehard wrestling fan. Tomorrow, my grandmother will join you in the ground in heaven. We lost my grandma a few weeks ago, but tomorrow is her burial. So, yeah, I believe the first time I ever visited my grandfather's grave. So, yes.
Well, bro, peace be with you. I'm sure you're going to need it. May the force be with you. I hope that everything goes fine tomorrow. I'm sure it will. It seems like you're in pretty good spirits, and now your grandparents are reunited. So,
yeah, it's going to be rough because I've never been to his grave, and I've always said I want to go. But now I got my own things. I'm going to go on my own and say my piece and say hi to him, and may have a moment of tears because he's my Mew.
Well, that's what you were saying all night on the show, that he's been your Mew and you're doing this in his memory. So, I mean, I'm sure he's going to be proud to hear that his grandson showed up and he's still keeping the wrestling name alive.
Yes.
Good for you. I'm sure he's proud. I'm sure you make everybody proud, bro. Thank you so much for being on the show. Super cool guy. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to keep watching all the content on the Joe Panther Variety Show because I'm a fan, first and foremost. So thank you so much, Joe. Until next time, this has been the Outliers Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Jones, 2587. Our first guest was Joe Panther III. Super cool guy. You can look for him down in the description below. May the force be with you. Peace.